You know me by now. I absolutely love frameworks because they're great tools to conceptualize thinking and lay out a logical and structured approach to accomplishing any objective. So, of course, here's my framework for designing engaging e-commerce websites. It's called the Fab 5 framework. Every effective e-commerce website is going to include the following elements, and you'll see this in major brands and also the most successful dropshipping websites. Element number 1, communicating trust and professionalism so that a customer is comfortable with parting ways with his or her money. This is where a lot of dropshippers fall short, especially ones that have used the general store model. Things like Chinese characters or logos on products, products not being in a uniform background, typos and grammar mistakes, all of this crap all ruin this element. When someone comes to me for site feedback and I see those things, I obviously know this person does not know what they're doing in the world of e-commerce. Element number 2, invoking emotional feel and a sense of identity on what it means to purchase from your business. This is the bread and butter of the branded niche dropshipping approach. Our goal is to create a viral brand, not stumble upon viral products or picking a lucky niche. This is what will differentiate you from all your competitors that are selling the same or similar items. Again, we're trying to sell items in the correct way, a way that resonates subconsciously and at the emotional level. Element 3, providing adequate information and transparency so that a customer can make an informed purchasing decision and is not left with additional questions and concerns. While many dropshippers leverage tactics of deceit and trickery, I prefer a route of transparency. Yup. We are still going to learn how to emphasize certain details and gloss over others, as all effective marketers will do. But the focus is still to provide consumers with enough accurate information so they not only purchase, but do not feel like they've been scammed at the moment they receive their products. A good rule of thumb is to ask yourself, if I were a consumer looking for this item I'm selling, what are the questions I would ask, and do I answer them effectively on the website? Element 4, enable for easy navigation so consumers can find what they are looking for. This one is intuitive. The better the user experience is on your website and the easier it is for a consumer to find what they want to buy, the higher the chance you're going to have a sale. If they can't find your products, how are they going to buy? Element 5, satisfied regulations and compliance criteria required by institutional players such as advertising platforms, governments, and payment processors. This one sounds like a crazy and scary one, but just has to do with basically having the right things on your website so you don't get into any legal trouble or any trouble with Facebook. Don't worry, I've got you covered. It's not something you have to think about until I cover it. So, this is the Fab 5, and everything I'm going to teach you has to do with the Fab 5 in website design. These 5 elements collectively lead to higher conversions and sustainable profitability. Now, miss any of these elements and your business is in some serious risk, even if you have short-term success. When someone asks me to give them feedback on their website, I use this framework, and you'll be surprised how many people decide to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising on websites that are missing many of these elements. So, I'm gonna say right now, if your website is poorly done and not geared for conversions, and it doesn't have the elements of the Fab 5, it doesn't matter how good your advertisements are or how good you are at Facebook ad strategy. Think about it. If a retail business bought the most expensive billboard on Times Square and was in every single magazine, but the inside of their stores were dirty and disorganized, they're not going to get any sales. E-commerce is the same, and your website is your digital storefront. So whenever you're stuck on how you should design your website, just look to major brands in your niche. I'm actually going to go through some case studies right now so you know that major brands are following the Fab 5 of an effective website. For the case studies, I'm going to be showing you 2 big brand e-commerce websites as well as 3 dropshipping stores that I actually personally admire and think the creators did a pretty good job where they satisfy the fabulous 5 of an engaging website. So the first one is going to be Warby Parker. Massive e-commerce success story, and we're gonna just checkbox all of these criteria to see that each of these websites are satisfying them. So the first criteria is going to be communicating trust and professionalism. Obviously with Warby Parker, even if you didn't even know about this brand, haven't heard about them, you can see that the website is very, very well designed. They've obviously invested a lot of money in doing this, so that's going to be a check mark, right? The next one is going to be to evoke emotional feel or a sense of identity for the brand. And I think Warby Parker does a really good job of this as well. I talked about this in a previous lesson, but you can see that all of their glasses have a unique theme to how it's named, right? Which gives it a very branded feel. It's not just brown glass number 3, brown glass number 2, right? And all the way down. We can see the same here for sunglasses, right? Same type of situation. So yeah, I would say it does communicate some sort of emotional and kind of branded feel, psychological element to the purchasing experience, right? You know, if buying from Warby Parker is a very different experience than buying from another online store that might be selling glasses. The third criteria is providing enough information so customers feel confident about the purchase. So I'm going to go into Haze, this pair of glasses, and let's take a look at some of the information that's being shown. Made from a hand polished cellulose acetate. This material, prescription lenses are made from polycarbonate, right? It's scratch resistant. The roomy rounder number features softly silver brown. This is kind of like the description of the product. Again, this is communicating something that's emotional and psychological, right? And going down here, it's available in wide width, right? There's prescription types, lens materials. It includes this information about where this thing is going to be come in packaged, right? And I would say even at the product page level, Warby Parker was purposeful, saying, hey, there's free shipping, there's a 30-day hassle-free return or exchange policy within 1 year, they'll replace it within 12 months. This is all you need to know. And I like to include this information on my product pages as well. But in terms of the website, you come on in here, you know, they have a contacts form, eye exams, and a lot of educational materials down here as well, right? How are glasses made, how to get a prescription, how do you actually measure your PD. Very, very informative. Obviously, they were going to check box this one as well. And the fifth criteria is that it's satisfying regulations. So you just have to go down here and you can see that there is going to be a FAQ. And this basically has all of the information that, especially privacy and security, that anyone would need to know to satisfy all the regulations. And we're going to move on to the next site. Next one I'm going to be reviewing is going to be the North Face. This is not an e-commerce company, but they do have an e-commerce presence. So number one, is it professional and does it inspire trust? Of course, right? Even if you didn't know what the North Face was, it certainly does accomplish that. Number two is it convey some sort of emotional, psychological bent to buying from them? You can see everything is kind of in line in theme. And there's like an athlete team, obviously, that makes this brand come alive. There's like articles about outdoors. And I would say, yeah, it really does do that. Let's see how the North Face is naming their stuff. So I'm going to their jackets and vests. And this one is kind of more straightforward names, but you see how there is consistency, right? Men's Thermoball Eco Vest, men's Arrowwood Tri-Climate Jacket, men's Gotham Jacket. They made kind of cool names for each jacket, and then the men's, right? 1990 Mountain Jacket, 94 Rage Waterproof Synthetic Insulated Jacket. So these names compared to Warby Parker are a lot more literal, but as long as there's this theme and continuity throughout the products, it works, right? If you are making your product names, and for example, one name is going to be Men's Apex Riser, and the other one is going to be Blue Forest Jacket, and the final one is going to be like Synthetic Rubber Jacket. See how all those names are very, very different. There's no continuity, and that erodes the psychological element of your brand. And the third one is this thing easy to navigate? Yeah, very easy to navigate. You go under men's, you can see all the categories and all the subcategories. Go under women's, you can see all the categories, subcategories, accessories, etc. Easy to navigate, so it passes that checkpoint. And then checkpoint number 4, does it give enough information for us to actually want to complete the purchase? there it is, lifetime guarantee, free returns. It has this really cool infographic here about the product, all these features, product specifications. They even created their own rating system. Obviously, Warby Parker is excelling above and beyond because they are a very big brand. You don't have to be this intense, but as much as you can kind of mimic the level of information that Warby Parker is giving, it's going to just benefit your store. So if you're going to make a branded dropshipping niche around outerwear, make sure you are trying to provide some of this essential information that the North Face thought was valuable for customers to know. And finally, the last component of a great website is going to be, are they compliant? Do they have these regulatory pages? I have no doubt they do, because they would have been sued. And you can just find here return policy, how to contact, right? Personal information, that's kind of the privacy and terms. And bam, Warby Parker obviously passes the bar. Now, let's actually take a look at some good dropshipping sites. This is where it gets exciting. Here's Eric Dress. It's a massive dropshipping website, all around apparel, mostly women's stuff, and these are all AliExpress products. Criteria number 1, is it professional? Does it communicate trust to the consumer? Yeah, I would say for AliExpress products, they go above and beyond. They took some of these photos themselves, and they also did some of these photos straight up from AliExpress, but I would say it's organized very, very well. They have a style gallery. You can find a lot of these images from the AliExpress product pages themselves, so feel free to take those and include it in your style gallery or your Instagram feed, whatever you want to do. But this is a great homepage for a dropshipping site. Number 2, is there some sort of emotional element to this? Let's take a look. I'm gonna go in here, and I would say they do communicate that with the style gallery. Even though these dresses have nothing to do with this, what they're trying to say is, hey, you know, look at all these people that are really happy with our products, right? And they also have a people also love here. So in terms of psychology and emotional branding, is it as good as like Warby Parker or North Face? Probably not, but compared to a lot of dropshippers out there, this one is definitely excelling, and this site does very, very well. So criteria number 3, is it easy to navigate? This website has a massive catalog, so maybe this will be where they struggle. Nope. Even with such a massive catalog from AliExpress, so purposeful in making this navigation easy to use for consumers. Really cool, right? And I would say even under men's swimwear, they could have done maybe a little bit better job, right? Maybe they segment this swimwear by styles. This is a very limited collection, so I can see why they didn't do that. And even navigation on the side, they have all this stuff, right? So let's see, men's underwear. Yup. Again, all AliExpress products. Let's see, men's activewear. So here's where they kind of struggled, right? It's kind of weird that you click on activewear and you have jackets and as well as compressions and skin suits and all of this random stuff. So I think they could have done a little bit better job for some of these smaller categories, making the navigation easier. And also this category page is a little disorganized. They probably decided that, hey, it's not worth the time to put all these on a uniform background, but it's still pretty good, I would say, for a dropshipping site. But that's my feedback for them, is they should get things more on uniform backgrounds, and then they should be putting better navigation under some of this men's stuff. My guess, comparing the men's navigation, the fact that there's no activewear segmentation under here, and comparing to women's where there is, right, and just a lot more organized, they're way more focused on women than they are on men, right? They have new categories here, not for men, so it makes sense. They're putting all their time and effort for their core audience that they've probably arrived upon after doing a lot of tests that, hey, women are really the ones that are buying this stuff. So navigation, that's a check. We're going to look at the next element, which is going to be, does this thing have enough information for you to purchase? And keep in mind, this is AliExpress product, so let's see what they did here. I'm gonna go to new and dresses. Let's take a look at this dress and see what's out here. Yep, a lot of information here, right? Even the weight, the silhouette, sleeve length, right? They give you a custom sizing chart that they made, or they just took AliExpress images and just photoshopped this on. But wow, so cool, right? Return policy, again, is on here as well. I do the same thing. I have a sizing chart as well. They even have an FAQ on every single product page. So super in-depth, really making sure that everyone knows exactly what they're buying and also their policies. So they do this really, really well, and I respect this website a lot because of the transparency that's offered customers. If you are interested in this product and you come on here, there's definitely enough information to communicate that you should buy this, and a lot of information that will encourage you to buy, and there's just nothing left in the dark. Look how detailed these pictures are, and these images are actually from AliExpress. They just put their logo on top. So very, very cool there. And then finally, are they compliant? Do they have all the regulatory pages? I'm gonna go onto their homepage to take a look, and yeah, they do. Everything under policies is really clear, very transparent, and they're satisfying everything. They even have a customs and import tax. I don't even do that right now, and maybe I should, right? And they're basically saying that, hey, in most countries you have to pay taxes or duties on imported items, and they're not going to pay it for you. So full transparency, right? Let's take a look at the next one. This one's called Indestructible Shoes. All these products are also going to be on AliExpress, and criteria number one, is it professional? Does it communicate trust? 100%. See how the pictures are all on uniform backgrounds. They even filmed a little video for this one. So yeah, dropshipping doesn't just stop with the basics, right? Once you start scaling, you can invest time and energy and money into doing stuff like this. Perfect. They did some custom photoshopping, right? These are all stock images. They made black and white, but again, they did this Photoshop work here, and this is just one big image banner that they put on their website, but this looks so clean, so professional, right? They even did some press over here as well. Very, very cool. Invested a lot of time and effort for a drop shipping brand. But again, you come on here, there's no way the average consumer ever knows this thing is drop shipping. So trust and professionalism, definitely a check mark over here. Let's see if navigation is easy. Track orders over here. Catalog. Yup. Right here, right? Features, collections, new arrivals, accessories, very well segmented. Clearance, so they definitely pass the check mark for navigation. Is there kind of psychological, emotional element to it? Yeah, the fact that they invested time in this video, definitely. Let's take a look at their product pages and see what's up over here. Yeah, like, wow, you know, went above and beyond with these pictures and photoshopping all these descriptions. Perfect. Again, shipping and delivery policies is on every single product page. They've got some reviews here they've collected from customers. I bet a lot of these reviews are just taken from AliExpress as well. So it's really, really good, right? They have like this thing up here, which is very, very unique. Verified buyer, Chris R. Very cool. So it satisfies that well. It's navigatable, and let's take a look at if it gives enough information for customers to make an informed purchasing decision. 100%, right? All these different features, all these specifications. It gives you very clear sizes. They did US and EU because they're marketing to a worldwide audience, and so will you. And they have a sizing guide that's right over here that's very easy to navigate as well. So yep, certainly gives enough information, and I bet these guys are compliant given how professional they've been. Yep, refund policy, privacy policy, trademark, copyright, terms of service. Bam. This is a drop shipping website, and you can see just how awesome it is. And this is a branded niche store, right? This is a niche store for shoes that are very, very durable. Very, very cool. Really like this website. And mad props to the guys that started this one. Final one is going to be Tapestry King. So this website is a branded niche dropshipping store that sells tapestries. I found this because I got hit by one of their ads. And first thing, does it inspire trust and professionalism? Let's take a look. I definitely can't say that the average consumer would know this was dropshipping. Everything is pretty professional. Things are on kind of uniform backgrounds. All the images are the same size over here. It's looking pretty good. They've got an Instagram feed. I would say that they did make a little blunder here. This thing says JoJo, which a consumer might Google, find out it's an AliExpress product, and bam, it's not very professional anymore. But overall, I would say it's kind of like an 8 out of 10 in terms of professionalism, especially for a dropshipper. Not bad, right? So I would say they do satisfy that mark. And let's take a look at navigation. So, yep, navigations, you got hooded blankets. Wow, so they're seriously violating professionalism. See all these logos right here? That is not professional. This looks like a dropshipping store. So their homepage was great, but I'm going to revoke that grade and give them actually a D now because I see all these logos. But in terms of navigation alone, beach towels, Yup, no, again, these logos are here, but navigation seems pretty intuitive. You know, you have home decor, tapestries, and tapestries are actually organized by theme. So this is kind of cool, right? Galaxy tapestries, and you can come on here. So my guess is kind of like Eric Dress. They knew that their home decor just didn't sell as much as tapestries, so they got really lazy maintaining the home decor. But again, it takes one customer, even if they were interested in tapestries, to click on home decor, hooded blankets, see this crap, and just not want to buy from the site. So it was a little lazy, right? Our mission. Okay, this is not bad. It's all right. You know, it could be a little bit more engaging. I don't really like our mission type of pages unless you can create a really good one. So you don't even need to normally have that. They're just kind of just putting more risk than they need to. So navigation, I would say, is pretty good. And let's look at the product page level. I really like these badges that they made over here. Right? It's kind of no hassle returns, free shipping worldwide, satisfaction guarantee made with love. That's kind of cool. It has an emotional and psychological element to this as well. Sizing is really easy to pick, and you can see the pricing changes based on sizing. Related items, got some reviews. These are probably all taken from AliExpress. So do they give enough information? Yeah, material, pattern, sizing, machine washable. I would give them a pass on this as well. So the final component of an engaging website. Does it have a compliance pages? Yep, shipping FAQ, refunds, terms, privacy. It is compliant as well. So the only one area where I would say these guys really messed up is the fact that they got a little lazy with this collection and left the logos on. So other than that, I would say this is a pretty good site, but definitely not as good as Indestructible Shoes. But I would say this is already better than most of the dropshipping sites I see out there. So in terms of like grades, I'd probably give Tapestry King overall like a B-. I would give Indestructible Shoes definitely an A, and then obviously the big brands. Eric Dress, I would also give definitely an A as well. And then obviously the big brands, North Face and Warby Parker, they get A's and A pluses even because they are big brands. They've definitely spent a lot of money. But in conclusion, you can be different in dropshipping. Even if you're dropshipping, you can communicate a vibe that's like any other legitimate brands. And that's what it's all about with brand and niche dropshipping.